And then, yeah, so back control. So when we're grabbing here, you know, we're thinking about, we have to worry about a lot from here, obviously, right? Because people that like to lift, they're going to start elevating for usually slight angles, and they're going to lift here. Hopefully, if you get lifted there, you don't have somebody who's really good at going all the way over the top, because that sucks.
Or not.
Yeah, or an belly to back suplex. And in jiu-jitsu, we don't have to be as specifically off to the side as in judo, right? Like, you can go straight from the back, and you can have all sorts of grips that you want, and you can just go over. But usually in jiu-jitsu, people are not trained and super confident in the big bend, so you'll usually get more of a kind of swinging coming down. You'll see it a lot in the ADCC and Nogi rule sets. So you also have to worry, though, if he starts to lean forward to avoid that, to get heavier, more like bending at the waist and leaning forward. If he leans forward, he has to more think about, probably, I'm going to try and get him in almost like, it's almost like a reverse side. Big ashi, kind of reverse the side from the back. Kind of twisting and pulling in here. So you have to worry about that Azuke there. And if he is doing a big lean forward, like almost like lean forward, like to touch your toes, you know, like both hands down on the mat, like you're trying to mat material. It's very hard for me to lift them, but it's very easy to do a lot of other things, right? I can change my angle, and I can pretty easily go to very angle double legs. I mean, if in competition, I've even seen MMA, like people hammer down on the side of the knee there just to get the back, and if you're like this, that kind of sucks because your knee gets folded in. So going there for a short time is okay, but you don't want to hang out in these positions. So if we reverse roll, if I know that Phil has a good ability to lift me, staying like this is probably the worst thing I can do, because I'm neither putting my weight on him, nor am I controlling anything. If I go here, at least if I go here for a time, and I know he's trying to lift me, he might even still try and fail, and then I might try and switch to something else, right? In the same way, if I lean on him, so you'll see people sometimes will lean like this, right? You're making him carry your weight, but if you time that poorly and he's already able to lift me, and I go, I guess he can still lift me, right? So you have to kind of go by what the person is trying to do. And you may have even seen online, like when people do this, people will teach like you can literally just go with your hips and the person goes flying, because the person is leaning so far forward that almost anything will make them fly forward. So what we want to do is, first you just want situational awareness, right? You want to know that you're not going to get done. But from here, what I want to do is, I'm trying to get my thumb in if I can. I'm trying to get material, and I'm going to weigh on the hands. And he's going to keep his grip tight, but that's actually going to help me a bit. So I'm going to go down with it. So I'm going to first maybe lean forward to make him think he's going to have to fight me that way, and then go this way. Okay, so I'm getting heavy and I'm leaning back on him. Now what I'm going to do is I know I always say no thumbs, but for this I'll make an exception and get your thumb in. And then you're going to get this one around here. The second you can get the two in together, I will remove my thumb, and we go here. You can keep the grip. So he still has a grip, and I now have a Kimura grip. So I'm off slightly to the side. He can still lift me if I don't do anything else with it. So I don't want to stay here. So what I want to do is, I'm going to use my hips, I'm going to try and break his grip from here, this way. Okay, now I have a lot of options. Because unless he drops down here and connects his hands again, he can't lift me. Okay, so when I break the grip, that's what I need to be aware of. As soon as I break the grip here, I can, just make sure you can roll here, Phil. I can go right back to that sumiyushi here. Right? But my preference would be from here, right here. My preference would be to get this to him. Because when I step in like that, he gets so twisted. So he can't walk with his foot, and it's hard for him to do anything with this, right? So from here, he almost has to fall this way, right? Because if he doesn't, I mean, I can really completely control him, and it starts to put a lot of tension on his shoulder. So he'll almost have to fall and try and scramble up.
We have the Makikomi.
Yeah, there's a Makikomi too. The only reason for jiu-jitsu, with me with jiu-jitsu, I don't like the Makikomi as much because the back can be so regained from here. So for me, if I'm thinking about jiu-jitsu and I have to see further than just Ippon, I don't really want to so much, be doing this, because even if I get him over like this, and I fall here, I can be in danger. Even if I still have his arm, all it takes is a couple hip movements and I can be really fighting.
Yeah.
With that said, I've seen it done really well. People will time it and hop the hip over, but
Different rule sets, right? You're right.
yeah, different rules change everything. So again, when you're here, you want to break the grip. So what I like to do is go down and up this way.
Yeah.
So it's like a small little, kind of like a deadlift and a hip bump. Here. And I'm going to make sure that I can step around him. And I'm not trying to hurt him here, especially in training, but I would start applying pressure here because he has to start to turn his body that way, and I'll just let him fall. So I want to make him think I'm really going to torque the shoulder, because at that point, the only thing he can do to save his shoulder is basically somersault. So if I go up like this and I step, he has to somersault. But it's also hard for him to somersault because I'm blocking his body with this. So he doesn't have a lot of options from here. Okay? So one more time. We're not going to actually throw the person from here. We'll just get used to the position. I want people to play with the weight too. See if your partner will go as close as we can in weight. And see if the person can lift you. I know it feels going to lift me easy if I'm like this. Go ahead and lift. Bad. Okay, go ahead, try and lift. From here it's harder. But again, I don't want to stay there. There's all sorts of other options. So I'm going to have to do that for a moment. If I got here, I know he's going to lift. I'm going to go heavy down for a second. Notice too, I'm trying to come off to the side. I don't want to be right at his hip. And from here, heavy, get my hand in. Go ahead, keep your hands connected for 1 sec. If I stay too close, it's going to be bad. So I'm going to strip the grip here, step in, and I'm going to start to lift and apply the Kimura. See how it twists his body? And come down. Trying to make sure I don't land in a way that hurts his shoulder that way, but also I'm trying to make sure that I land in here so I'm also not letting him reguard.